Hey everyone, Bravo Breakdown is back to recap Season 1, Episode 8 of The Real Housewives of Rhode Island. This episode is titled Splitting Hairs. First off, I have to shout out to Biggie Smalls, Liz's cat. It's huge. All I can say is what a life Biggie Smalls must live. Okay. So this episode starts out with Alicia. Her and her fiance Billy get in the car. He wants her to get more comfortable driving to pick up her daughter from dance class. I could not imagine not driving. I drive everywhere. It's crazy to me when I see people afraid to drive. But I mean, I guess everyone has something. So for Alicia, she gets really anxious driving. But of course, she got to do a quick cracker before she gets started. So she has her crackers. I think we're good. It's obvious she has driving issues. This is a fear of hers. But did it look like her seat needed to be lifted? She kind of looked like teeny tiny behind the wheel, almost like she was hunched over. I feel like it needs to be lifted. I don't know. She then rehashes the drama with her fiance Billy, bring up the video of the mistress. She doesn't want to tell Rulla right now and kick her while she's down. But like I've said in earlier episodes, I would want to know if that was my husband, so I would appreciate the receipts. Brian then reminds her, hey, you've known Rulla since she was born. You need to do what's right. So this is tough because Alicia is afraid Rulla will not be okay if she sees this video. Pan over to Rosie. They show the progress on her 5,000 square foot addition to their home. Rosie updates her husband Richie on the drama on a walk around their neighborhood while wearing moon boots. The moon boots are intriguing. I kind of want to try them, but I literally was like thinking I have no idea where I could try them out at, like other than just like on the street in front of my house. But like if I took them to a park or took them somewhere local around here, I would probably be judged or shamed. So I'm just gonna leave that on the back burner to get moon boots. Richie then suggests to Rosie, hey, give it another try with Kelsey. Rosie says she is willing to post on social media if Kelsey does her hair. She just wants her to make an effort in truly getting to know her. We then pan over to Kelsey. She is settling into her new apartment. Her mom and sister come over to help. Her mom is so cute. Kelsey said, I'm used to having assistants helping me, doing things for me all day. She had a live-in chef, a driver, maid. Okay, that would be cool. I would definitely do a chef, but I don't want them living with me. Kelsey then admits her ex is paying for this apartment now after her sister is bringing up the rent situation. Kelsey then reveals he still pays her health insurance and car insurance. She says eventually she does want to be financially independent and doesn't expect him to pay forever. Almost says kind of like she's entitled to some support since she was with him for over 10 years. She does want marriage and says she could see it with Billy. And then Billy pops over. I love that his Chiron now says Kelsey's only boyfriend. Oh, so shady. um, but Kelsey's pretty adamant to the group, I want to be on my own for a bit before getting married, getting pregnant. So we will see where this goes. We pan over to Ashley. She said her son is feeling better since the last episode. I think she said he had cold-induced asthma and he had to go to the hospital. So that's why she had to leave the boat last episode. But then it shows that her friend is over and is helping her doing a reel for one of her brand deals. She again says it again. Jared's at Audrey's a lot, and she wants him to use his social media more to find a niche on Instagram because he has such a following. Okay, so we are now panning over to Joellen at her grandfather's house. This one was tough to watch, but I just want to say I am so proud of all three of these women. First off, doing this on camera, Joellen just for getting the courage to just even confront her mom. And her mom actually was willing to hear it on camera and be vulnerable with her daughter. And then her sister was there just supporting her. And I was thinking too, like the mom was probably fearful of some of the backlash she may receive, for Joellen revealing some things that went on. So basically, what happens is Joellen is at her grandpa's house. Her sister and mom meet up there. It's all cleaned out, and they start looking at pictures. Joellen and her mom start talking about her upbringing. And she says, Mom, you were not nice growing up. And you can tell her mom just kind of tries to brush it off lightheartedly. But Joellen keeps pushing. And she's like, No, you really were. And then her mom was like, Well, yeah, so were you. And she's like, Yeah, mom, but you were the parent. You should have showed me to be respectful and kind. And her mom says, So are you blaming me for your behavior? And she said, No, but what did I do that was so bad for you to throw away me to the state? And her mom says she was lying about being with people and boys. And Joan's like, Well, that's what teenagers do, and claims that her mom calls her bipolar. She says she didn't deserve to go where there are drug addicts because she lied about being with boys or other people. Her mom then breaks down and cries. She admits she had too much on her plate when they were growing up. Joellen says, Why didn't you show you loved me? Her mom says, That's how I was raised, and then kind of showed an example growing up of how her mother treated her. And she thinks she became her mother. Her sister says, We know you did the best you could. But Joellen still admits to feeling broken and wishes her mom would have put her and her sister in the most important category of her life. Her mom says this breaks her heart and wants to do better moving forward. Joellen wants quality time with her mom, with their grandchildren, together, cooking, doing things. Her mom then pulls her in and hugs her and her sister and tells them both she loves them. I really think they can repair this because what this scene showed, even though it was difficult to watch, um, all parties are open and willing to hear each other. So I really do think they can repair this. Or if this is just how the scene was edited, whatever. To me, it looked like they were open and willing to talk. Of course, I'm sure they filmed for much longer than, the 2 minutes that we saw. But from what I saw, it seems like all these women, they want a healthy, happy relationship together with their mom. So I'm wishing them good luck. And I'm sure we'll see how this unfolds and get an update at the reunion. So then pan over to Liz. She is visiting her cannabis lab, and Dolores comes out to try a menopause gummy they developed. Liz says that Rhode Island is the first state in the U.S. to mandate that employers must provide reasonable accommodations for menopause-related symptoms. Well, I didn't know that. Do you think this is going to go nationwide? What do you guys think about this? Okay, so then we pan over to Rulla's house. They're hosting a dinner for Alicia and Billy. Alicia is again nervous to tell her about the video. So they come over and they sit down for dinner. The table setting is gorgeous, looks beautiful, but honestly, Brian looks really nervous and anxious. As they're sitting there for dinner, Brian then admits to microdosing Ozempic for 2 years. What is microdosing Ozempic? He also admits to taking Botox and steroids as well. He says, well, he has access to it, so why not? Then all of a sudden, Brian gets an alert on his phone and leans in and says, Sorry, I got to go to the bathroom. Shady. And then walks back in and was like, Sorry, it was a work call. I don't know. He then tells another weird story at the dinner table about first meeting Rulla, saying he was ordering drinks, making hers double the whole time. It just seemed slimy. So, like, every time they would order drinks, he would get a single and he'd get hers like a double shot. He goes, "So she was having a double to my single, worked out pretty well." Just gross. Like, what is up with this dude? It's like he's either trying way too hard or is this just his like personality? I don't know. Just what I'm seeing, I don't know. This he could be the best guy in the world. I don't know him. Okay. So now this episode really heats up. We are panning over to Kelsey going over to Rosie's to cut her hair. She pulls up with like a police megaphone siren announcing outside her car. She's like, "Rosie Woods, this is the house police. I have eyes on the property. Suspect claims out 8,000 square feet, more like 8,000 inches." And oh, Rosie was pissed. I mean, know she was just playing around, but Rosie is pissed that first off, there was a siren because she says it is not allowed in her very nice community. Kelsey says she's just busting her balls, but Rosie's pissed. And they start right away just getting into it again about the square footage of the house. Rosie doesn't like Kelsey's attempt at a police joke in her nice neighborhood. Kelsey said she was being lighthearted. And then Rosie just says, "Well, Kelsey, where the fuck is your house? At least I'm on my deed. Where are you?" And then they get back into the polygamist, polyamory comment about her having two boyfriends. They get up in each other's face, and Rosie screams, tells her to get out, tells her that sucking dick is not a career. And then they go, I don't can't remember last time I saw this on Housewives, but they go full split screen. Like Rosie O'Donnell, Elizabeth Hasselbeck, The View, circa 2007. This was intense. And then Rosie just throws her stuff outside. A producer even had to intervene because it looked like Rosie, from what my eye in the sky, looked like Rosie kind of put her hands on Kelsey. Kelsey tries to like come back in the house with more words, and Rosie just goes in and she screams at her and says, "You sleep with married men and you're a slam pig. Get the F out of my house." Oh my God. Oh, it was a lot. So, episode 8 ends with this season's most explosive moment yet. I have no words. This cast is great. It's like they have been doing this already for many seasons. That's it for this Bravo breakdown on Just Saying. Thank you for listening and stay tuned as I continue recapping season 1 of The Real Housewives of Rhode Island. What do you think of this new franchise? Thoughts on the episode so far? Send me a message, leave me a comment, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye.